What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is the original channel about living in Grand Junction, Colorado. Today, another super fun one for you and informational as well. We're going to talk about how Casey, our client from Denver on the other side of the hill, going to move into one of these gorgeous little 2-bedroom, 2-bath homes out here in Fruita on the west end of the valley, and he was able to keep that stress level to a minimum, and we're going to tell you exactly how to do the same right after this, so stay tuned. What is going on, everybody? I'm Robert Hayes, and along with my wife Christy, we are the Hayes Home Group right here in gorgeous Grand Junction, Colorado. Hey, if you are brand spanking new to this channel and you just want to know everything about what it's like to work, live, play, eat, sleep here in Grand Junction, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'm not even sure where it is anymore. Make sure you hit the bell so you're notified every single time we post a new video. If you're returning back, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. We're getting reach outs every day from folks looking to move out this way, and we absolutely love it. Got one this morning, actually. So if that's you and you're looking to move out this way, reach out any way that you know how. That information popping up below. Give us a phone call, shoot us a text, send us an email, even send the carrier pigeon. We've got your back days, nights, weekends when moving out here to Grand Junction. So Casey from Denver on the other side of the Rockies, he wanted to get out of the hustle and bustle, get out of the craziness, have a more quiet, you know, kind of just laid back lifestyle here with all the gorgeous surroundings that go along with it. So he reached out to us probably about 8 months ago and started that dialogue. That is tip number one. You got to reach out so we can have that phone call, Zoom, whatever you want to do, and just kind of figure out what your likes and dislikes are so we can kind of put a strategy together. If the first question that you have or comment is, yeah, I really love being in a town of 500,000 people, hit the brakes. We don't have 500,000 people here. Maybe this isn't the place for you. We only got 68,000 people here, about 120 total in all of Mesa County. Grand Junction, Fruita, Palisade is kind of the Grand Valley. But yeah, let's have that dialogue first. Put a success strategy together so we can kind of lay that foundation, set the path, set the course for when you're actually out here and we give you the keys to the house. That's tip number one. Tip number two is don't try to look for the house first. I know that's fun. There's a ton of stuff online these days. Zillows, the Realtor.coms, all that, Trulia, all these, you know, pretty pictures. Our website's still certainly the best resource because it's updated and accurate. It's ChristieDHomes.com. That's tied directly into the multiple listing service. If you want to look at the cool photos, that's fine. But the first thing that you want to lock down is the area of Grand Junction. Where do you want to reside that's going to vibe with what your lifestyle is, what you guys are looking for? You can look at a photo online of one of those, you know, cool new homes with the granite countertops and all that great stuff, and then you find out there's a strip mall right behind the house. So it just doesn't tell the full story when you're looking at those online photos to give you a true picture of what area that home is located in. So when we have that initial dialogue, we can tell you based on your lifestyle and what you guys are looking for, yeah, maybe here's the areas that you want to kind of check out when you get out here that might match what you guys are really looking for. Now, when it comes down to areas, again, and that lifestyle that you guys want to have, we've done a couple of videos on what you should do when you get here. Here's the, you know, 6-7 things that you should do if you only have a few days before you come out here to give you an idea of those area vibes. So that's really in sync with what it is that you guys are looking for when you find the house. Again, that's not the first thing that you want to do. The third thing that you want to consider as a tip, again, this is just a road map. When you're buying a home, especially out of state, we're kind of taking a road trip here, and there's certain stops along the way. One thing that you definitely want to consider is not using one of those online lender resources. I can tell you maybe one success story out of 10 horror stories using, you know, Skippy Mortgage out of Tallahassee, Florida. What's going to happen when it does come down to us putting an offer on a property on a Saturday and, you know, the loan officer's not available? We've got to get a pre-approval letter to the selling agent, or else they're not going to even consider the offer. They're not available until Monday. We have the local referrals, which always makes a big difference when you're getting your financing in order and putting an offer on a property. They're going to work Monday through Sunday just like we do. If it's, you know, 8 o'clock at night where we're putting an offer in, they're going to have that letter available to us on the weekend. So it's just, you know, these kind of teaser rates that float around with these online lenders. Again, take it with a grain of salt. You're not going to have the availability versus going local here in Grand Junction. Casey did that. He reached out again about 8 months ago. He had a buddy that lived here in Fruita, but he wasn't sure if Fruita was going to be it. And after he came out, drove around, knew Fruita was it, then we settled on this little enclave here called Iron Wheel in Fruita. You can see they've got, geez, I want to say maybe 10 or 15 that are complete. This whole area is going to be about 250 home subdivision.
Look at all this floor space. So much aerobics in here. So many activities.
Those 2-bedroom, 2 baths were real popular, and they went pretty fast. He's a writer. He didn't need a lot of room. The price point was right. These are going for these 2-bedroom, 2 baths. Were just a hair above 300. The great thing too is the local lender that we put him in touch with, we were able to get some seller concessions on this. So he took those seller concessions to the lender and used that to buy down his interest rate. Guess to what? 4.9%. So yeah, all this stuff that you're seeing on TV and the news and doom and gloom and rates are 7%. Nope. We can get that bad boy down to a rate that's going to be right in line probably with what you were thinking or hoping for 6-7 months ago. So got a great interest rate to go along with it. In fact, he told me his new mortgage payment's going to be less than the payment that he had there in Denver. So all good stuff. Okay, another tip. You want to make sure if you're selling a property like Casey had to do, that you're going to get yourself situated with an agent where you're coming from that knows what they're doing. They understand the relocation process, and they know how to communicate with us here and the title companies here and back where you're coming from. So it's a real seamless transaction. Look, I know Aunt Peggy had her real estate license since 1966, and you're thinking, well, let's just use Aunt Peggy. That's fine if Peggy's a real go-getter and knows that process of relocating from a different state and has, you know, a number of transactions under her belt. If not, we can certainly plug you into a network of agents that we have contacts with all over the country that know the process and can dial that in for you. And then, of course, last but not least, when it comes down to looking at the property, don't expect to pay exact list price right now. Again, we were able to get some concessions for Casey on this property here. So let us do that negotiation for you. Now, we've talked about this in a couple of videos as well. Grand Junction is not going to be hit like some other parts of the country. In fact, we have not been hit like some other parts of the country that are down 10%. Phoenix down 20%, 25%. We're actually up 7% year over year in appreciation. So you're not going to get a 40 grand deal off the list price on a house here. It's just, it's too popular of an area. It's been on the radar for a while now. People are really just after that active lifestyle, the mountain biking, the hiking. Again, you got the Colorado National Monument right there. You got the Grand Mesa off to the east. So the word is out, but you can still get a little haircut off the list price and get some of those seller concessions to buy down that interest rate. So those are some tips that you want to remember when you're thinking about making that move here to gorgeous Grand Junction, Colorado. Again, guys, if you have any other questions about what it's like living here in Grand Junction, or the process, or anything else about the Grand Valley, then as much as we love doing these videos, we'd love nothing more than to absolutely crush your real estate goals. So that information popping back up below, reach out any way that you know how. Give us a phone call, shoot us a text, send us an email. Hey, hit that like button too, will you, by the way? It takes a lot to do some of these videos. We'd sure appreciate it. Helps the algorithm out, get that content out to more folks thinking about moving out this way. Again, reach out any way that you know how. Phone, text, email, we've got your back days, nights, weekends when moving out here to Grand Junction. Until the next video, we'll catch you later.